It's Super Wild Card Weekend in the NFL, 6 games over the course of 2 days, and it's time to give you my picks. The Colts at 11-5 take on the 13-3 Bills in the first game tomorrow on Saturday, and this is going to be an interesting game. The Bills lost their playoff game last year, but Philip Rivers has only 2 playoff wins since 2010, and a team that's been built on protection by the offensive line and running the football is missing their starting left tackle, Anthony Castonzo. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills have won 6 games in a row by a margin of 38-18. Their offense is on fire. Josh Allen's on fire. He's been in the MVP conversation. This game's going to come down to if Philip Rivers and the Colts can score just as many points as the Buffalo Bills and keep up with them in this game and ultimately win it at the end. I don't think Philip Rivers is going to be able to keep up with Josh Allen. I'll take the Bills. Rams and Seahawks game 2. In the past 5 games leading up to his injury, Jared Goff only had a 78 passer rating and has more interceptions, 5, than touchdowns, 4. Now he's hurt, and if he plays, he's not at 100%. If he doesn't play, then it's John Wolford, former financial analyst, and albeit a good athletic running quarterback playing this game, but he's never sniffed more than 1 start in the NFL. He's going against Russell Wilson and a Seahawks defense that surrendered a league-low 14 points since Week 12. There's no way that a banged-up Jared Goff or a inexperienced backup quarterback should beat this team and should beat Russell Wilson. I'll take Seattle. Saturday Night Football, game number 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Washington Football Team. The Washington Football Team is the home team despite being 7-9. Bucs, on the other hand, are 11-5, but listen to this. The Washington Football Team, their quarterback Alex Smith's dealing with a calf injury, running back Antonio Gibson, a toe injury, wide receiver Terry McLaurin coming off an ankle injury, and linebacker Kevin Pierre-Louis coming off an ankle injury. Alex Smith, similar to Jared Goff, is going to be less than 100% in this game, and the Buccaneers blitz the most in the NFL. Ron Rivera has already talked about Taylor Heineke coming in to take some snaps from Alex Smith to make sure Alex Smith's health is intact. This isn't going to work, guys. This is a lopsided matchup. We're talking about a platoon swap at quarterback throughout this game. The best quarterback that gives them a chance has a calf injury after coming off of catastrophic surgery. The Buccaneers have no business losing this game. I'll take the Bucs, and if they did lose this game, it's the catastrophe of the week. All right, on to Sunday, the number 5 and 4 matchup. It's a rematch of last year. Both teams 11-5, the Baltimore Ravens against the Tennessee Titans. Listen, Lamar Jackson's been playing great. During the Ravens' 5-game win streak at the end of the season, Lamar Jackson has completed 67% of his passes. He's an 11-3 touchdown ratio and 430 yards on the ground with 4 more rushing scores on top of that. The Ravens have outscored their competition 37-18 on this win streak. That being said, Derrick Henry is a 2,000-yard rusher. He's rushed for 1,000 yards in the last 9 games and scored 7 touchdowns during that time span. This, to me, is the best matchup of Super Wildcard Weekend on paper, but I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens. It's probably the best game, but I'm going to take the Ravens to prevail here and Lamar Jackson to get his first playoff win. All right, my Chicago Bears against the New Orleans Saints in the Superdome. In the final 6 weeks of the season, the Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky has completed 70% of his passes while posting a 96 passer rating. David Montgomery's rushed for 824 scrimmage yards and 8 touchdowns. The Bears' offense has been on fire. The problem is Trubisky's ranked last in passer rating for passes 15 yards or more downfield. If this were a game in cold, nighttime weather in Chicago, I think an old, weak-armed Drew Brees would struggle. Unfortunately for Bears fans, it's in the Superdome, and Alvin Kamara is supposed to play. The last time the Bears went against a top running back in the NFL, it was Dalvin Cook, and he tore up the Bears' defensive line when they played a couple weeks ago. I'll take the Saints in this game, although it pains me to say it. It's a lopsided matchup on paper. All right, final matchup of the week on Sunday Night Football. The Cleveland Browns take on the Pittsburgh Steelers in a rematch of last week when the Browns actually won. But listen to the issues that they've got this week. No head coach, Kevin Stefanski, because of COVID. No Olivier Vernon. He's out for the year with an injury, and he had 9 sacks this year for them. They're also missing one of their starting offensive linemen. And because of COVID, their practice facility has been closed almost all week. In the past 9 games, Baker Mayfield has only thrown 1 interception, but the Steelers lead the league with 56 sacks, and they're ranked first with 27 takeaways. I'd love to see the Browns prevail in this game, but it's way too much to ask in my opinion. I'll take the Steelers to win the final game of Super Wildcard Weekend.